Well, it's me again, and I come with more news for you. It is time for TV47 at 4. Thank you so much for always keeping it here. My name is Linda Alela. President William Ruto has arrived in Evian, France to represent Africa at the G7, of course, 52nd Leaders Summit. Ruto is expected to champion reforms to the global financial system that is aimed at improving access to affordable credit for African countries. The Kenyan leader will also promote Kenya as a regional digital hub, seeking increased investment in technology, infrastructure, innovation and data centers. During the summit, President Ruto will join world leaders in discussions on global economic growth, international trade, climate action, security and artificial intelligence. His participation is expected to strengthen Africa's voice on key global matters.
This is no longer going to be a relationship of dependency. It's going to be a relationship about sovereign equality. It is not going to be a relationship about aid, charity, assistance. It's going to be a relationship that we want about mutually beneficial partnerships. And number three, our proposal is that extraction is no longer acceptable or tenable. We are also going to be discussing development. We are going to be discussing how we are going to forge a new development paradigm of shared economic activity and shared growth that is global, and who is going to play what. And finally, we're going to be discussing about technology.
And back in the country, the United Green Movement party leader and presidential hopeful David Maraga has intensified his bid to position himself as an alternative voice in Kenya's political landscape, urging Kenyans to give him trust and just 5 years to bring about this change. Speaking during his State of the Nation forum at Mfungamano House in Nairobi, Maraga painted a grim picture of corruption, lawlessness, youth unemployment and institutional decay. He emphasized that it is a time for, of course, a new dawn in Kenya, positioning himself and other like-minded politicians as leaders capable of transforming the country. The event was attended by politicians from across the political divide, including leaders allied to the United Opposition and the Linda Mwananchi movement.
It's 1987.
This is my personal pledge to you. I will not steal from you. I will not allow my family to steal from you or my friends. Those I will appoint to serve with me, I will not allow them to steal from you. If we succeed in confronting impunity and recovering stolen assets, we will reduce the cost of living. We don't need to steal, just reduce stealing and the cost of living will come down. The next government must not be a mere a game of musical chairs. Same monkeys in a different forest, taking their turn to eat. I believe in opposition unity. This opposition unity must be built on a convergence of values, not appetites.
Efforts to curb illegal fishing continue to face challenges due to weak cooperation among countries sharing maritime boundaries. Speaking during the launch of the State of World Fisheries and Aquaculture report at the ongoing Ocean Conference in Mombasa, FAO Assistant Director General Manuel Barange said that world's oceans hold vast economic and environmental benefits. He urged countries to strengthen collaboration and comply with marine conservation laws to safeguard ocean resources.
Then they can stop that ship from entering the harbor. They can inspect and they can decide to send it away. 75% of the world's coastal countries are members of the PSMA. If we had 100% of the countries as part of the PSMA, what would happen? When a ship that acts illegally and that has been found to act illegally in the past wants to enter a port, it will be pushed away. And that means that that fish will never be offloaded, and that means the end of the business of illegal fishing. The consumption of aquatic foods is growing at twice the rate of population growth. Just think about it. Twice the rate of population growth means that we are making net contributions to improvements in nutrition using aquatic foods. They are some of the more environmentally friendly production systems, less carbon intensive, and more effective in translating from feed to flesh.
The voices of children took center stage as leaders, educators and learners gathered to commemorate the Day of the African Child with renewed calls for equal access to education and greater inclusion of children in decision-making processes. The event honored the memory of South African school children who fought for their right to education, a sacrifice that continues to inspire the annual observance of the Day of the African Child across the continent. The Regional Director of Education, Ruben Kip-Turgo, called for stronger collaboration among stakeholders to create safe, inclusive and supportive learning environments that enable all children to realize their full potential. And Capture Chairperson Ford Abdallah also emphasized the need to ensure that both boys and girls remain in school and are given equal opportunities to succeed.
Mainly known as the Day of the African Child, is mainly to raise awareness about the rights, welfare, education, protection and development of children in Africa.
We want every girl to get the right of education. Again, not only that we are pushing for the rights of all girls to be in school, we are also pushing, again, for all boys to be in school.
It is the duty of the government to provide education to its citizens. So the government of Kenya has endeavored to provide education to all Kenyan children.
Private motor vehicle importers in Mombasa have staged a peaceful demonstration to protest a decision by the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) to restrict the use of Kenya dealers' number plates. And the traders say the move has caused heavy losses and left thousands of people jobless, despite their compliance with all legal requirements. Now, led by their chairperson, CPA Kisengese Mutinda, the traders claim that vehicles imported before the restrictions were imposed remain stranded at the port of Mombasa, with storage charges and duty costs continuing to accumulate. And they have called on NTSA board chairperson Khatib Mwashetani to intervene, arguing that more than 20,000 families depend on the motor vehicle import business for their livelihoods.
The ripple effects of this matter has completely derailed our operation. The recent guidelines reaffirm that dealer movement plates are strictly limited to specific uses, such as vehicle testing, towing, transfers between dealerships and clients, and are not a substitute for standard vehicle registration. These provisions are anchored in Section 24 of the Traffic Act, Chapter 403 of Kenyan laws. However, the practical application of these restrictions has raised several concerns within the industry.
Hiyo system inakwambia import entry na importer. Kwa hivyo wewe ikiwa umeleta gari yako na imeallocatiwa namba, hauwezi tumia KD ukapeleka kama Nairobi ama mahali popote. Kwa sababu gani? Wewe huna dealers license. Sisi independent dealers tuna deal na customers tofauti. We are duly licensed through Traffic Act 403 Section 23.
A nationwide biometric registration of elderly beneficiaries under the Inua Jamii program has kicked off in all Kalau. That is in a move aimed at verifying living beneficiaries and updating records to ensure fairness in the distribution of monthly stipends. Speaking during the launch, Principal Secretary for Social Protection and Senior Citizen Affairs, Joseph Mutare, said the exercise will help establish accurate data, eliminate inconsistencies, and ensure that all eligible senior citizens receive their government support without discrimination.
Kwa hivyo tuko hapa kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweka katika mradi wale ambao ni beneficiaries, tunaweka biometric alafu tunaona wale ile gapu yenye iko kama kwa mfano wametoka 10 kutoka sehemu hii, tunawarudisha wengine 10 wapya ambao wamefika miaka.
Wananchi wengi ama wale tunaweza sema the elderly ambao wamefikisha umri wa kupokea zile pesa za serikali ambazo ni za uzeeni, ambao hawakuwa wamewekwa katika huo mpango. Lakini siku ya leo ninashukuru kwa sababu serikali imesikia kilio chetu na ikakubali ya kwamba itakuja kuandikisha wale ambao wamefikisha umri na wapokee pesa ya serikali.
Wazee wetu, kina mama wetu, our seniors, mababa wetu wapate pesa pahali ambao wanakaa kutumia mitandao, and that one was transformation. Sasa mtu anakaa kwa nyumba yake, pesa imeingia na anachukua pesa. M-Pesa iko kila pahali, and that was a big transformation and a very nice one.
Preparations for the Meru Agricultural Show have been completed at the Gitoro Showground, which is set to host thousands of exhibitors and visitors from June 17th to the 20th, 2026. Farmers, agribusiness sector players and the government agencies as well as institutions will showcase innovations, modern farming technologies and investment opportunities. Security, sanitation and visitor services have been put in place. The event aims to boost productivity, foster networking and highlight innovation in food security and sustainable development.
Pia mambo na mitandao, kwa sababu ninajua tutakuwa na wale ambao watakuwa tutakuwa na watu ambao watakuwa sehemu ya exhibitors wetu, wale ambao watakuwa wanaelezea mambo na mitandao. Pale ndiko vijana wetu wanasoma mambo mingi sana, na hayo sio tu ya kuwasaidia kwa sasa, lakini hata yataweza kuwa ya msaada katika siku zao za usoni.
Kilimo ndio uti wa mgongo hapa Meru, na hapo ndio tunaweka usito sana ya kwamba wale wanakuja hapa watafunzwa mambo mengi ya ukulima wa kisasa. Tuko na kampuni zile zinashughulikia hayo mambo ya ukulima, kutoka mbegu, kutoka ndawa, vile vitu vifaa vinatakikana.
All right, the sporting action is about to begin. I see Danku and the team on standby to give you updates of the World Cup and perhaps many other actions that are playing out across the different parts of the world, and therefore I need to pave way for them. Thank you so much for always keeping it TV47. At this point, I close the TV47 at 4. Up for the action in a bit. My name is Linda Alela.